welcome. Find your comfortable seat and begin to drop into your own presence this morning with a connection to your wave-like breath. And becoming aware of your feet. And becoming aware of your hips. And moving your awareness up into your belly. And if it feels good to you and you want to place a hand over your belly button, just to feel into your belly breath, and just how your belly is feeling. We hold a lot of energetic and emotional content in our bellies. So as we breathe into our belly and we release out, we discharge and release some of that we're carrying. And bringing your awareness up into your heart. And if it feels good, you can place a hand over your heart. And begin to just feel into your own heart space this morning. And just becoming aware of the sound of your own breath. How it sounds much like an ocean wave coming in to cleanse your cells, your tissues, your organs, and then coming in to renew all those tissues and those organs as we breathe in. So when we're seeking renewal throughout our day, regrouping, resetting, recentering ourselves, it can be so simple as just pausing to breathe. Pausing in between our actions, our flow of the day, and tuning in, because oftentimes we'll be redirected onto a more maybe aligned next step. Maybe you think you're going to get into a task, but your body needs to drink water instead. Or you need to take a nap. Or just give yourself some time outside, get some fresh air. Give yourself space from that which is maybe troubling your mind or looping through the mind. I invite you into 3 more cycles of breath with an exhale out the mouth. And if it feels good to just kind of rub over your heart and your belly. And then we'll just shake out the hands. We're going to come onto our low back and give our kidneys, our adrenal glands, and our lower back, a little massage here, deep breaths. So supporting the water element in our body, supporting the fluid, supporting the joints, the spine, our hips, our back, our emotions, which the water carries through. Maybe you felt like your water's dammed up, you kind of feel numb. Maybe you feel like you're really weepy, like you can't stop the water, the faucets are just going. We're gonna just help support the flow, the creek flow of water, just flowing through life. Good. Let's come down to the sacrum, the buttocks, just give a little bit of a rub all around the hip bones, down the thigh bones. And we're gonna access our feet. So we could come into cobbler, or if you need to do 1 foot at a time, you could put a foot on a block or your thigh. But we're gonna come down into kidney 1, right at the base of the foot between the big toe mound and second toe mound. That little dimple there when you scrunch your toes. And we're gonna pulse kidney 1, or you can massage it. Deep breaths. And as you're moving into this position, allow your pubic bone to drop down and forward, bringing your low spine more in a stacked position. Pumping, massaging kidney 1, grounds our energy, it gives us a boost of energy. Good. Okay, so now we're going to take our feet on the floor in front of us, and we're going to clear the gates of our feet. So if you take your thumbs and you find the long bones in between the pinky and 4th toes, and you go a couple inches back on top of the foot here, you're just going to press in and massage. Deep breaths. Exhaling out, and we're pushing the lymph, we're pushing the tissue here to the gully in between each toe, and we're pinching off the gully. And grimaces are welcome, making sound, yelling, whatever you need to do. These can be spicy. And you're just gonna keep rubbing in between the long bones of each toes, pushing and then pinching. So this is a great way to clear the lymphatic system, awaken the meridian energy channels in our feet to our organs. And then as you come to the big toe mound, in between the second toe mound, massage here for a few breaths. So this is actually liver 2 acupressure point, and it's called the Great Rushing River. So personally, if I feel like I know there's emotions that need to be felt, but they're kind of stuck under the surface, they're under the ice, I rub this point, and 99.9% of the time, the river will move. I'll get to feel whatever I need to feel. You may feel that now, you may feel it hours from now, but it will just help move any stagnant energy through the liver, which feels all of our emotions. So deep breath in, exhale out. Good. Okay, go ahead and stretch your left leg out. Just give it a little bit of a shake. And then go ahead and flex and point your left ankle and toes to pump the lymphatic system. Breathe. Good. Now we're going to come on over to the right calf, and we're going to come to the top of the calf, kind of right under the back of the knee with our thumbs, and we're going to go right into our beloved calf here. Right down the center. Bifurcating those 2 halves. Deep breaths. Now we're traveling down our bladder meridian, one of our water organs and channels. And we're heading south here. Deep breath. And eventually we'll come down on either side of the Achilles tendon, and we'll give a nice rub here. Deep breaths. So we're right on either side, the Achilles right behind the ankle bone. Good, and then if you'd like, you can go for another pass here. Go right back up to the top. You kind of know where the nuggets of wisdom are here that you're going to just breathe into or surpass. You're like, it's too much right now. I can't deal with that. That's okay. That's always a choice. All right, we're going south again, right into those Achilles tendon sides. And then you can pick up your shin and just kind of give your foot a good old shake out of that ankle bone. And then go ahead and stretch that leg out and give it a little shaky shake. And then a pump of the foot and the ankles. So we're pumping the lymphatic system. We can do both feet, you don't have to do one at a time. Good. Okay, so second side here, we've got one more calf to go, starting at the top. And go for, go down, find those Achilles tendon spots on either side of it, give it a rub. And then maybe you want to do just one more pass here. Through the fascia, through the belly of the calf. And massaging behind the ankle bones. And just giving that little shake out when you're ready. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and take our hips on our bolster or our blanket, whatever we're sitting on. We're going to kind of scooch to the left edge of it. And the right knee is going to bend with the right heel moving in toward you. This left leg is going to come around, possibly, and bend at whichever angle is best for your knee. If it's better for this left leg to be straight, maybe even supported under the knee with a block, then you can bring that in. It's a starfish pose. So we're going to do some micro movements in our hips here. We can always bring our hands behind us, just supporting the lift of our spine. And we're going to bring some muscle energy into our right foot as we inhale and slowly lift our right knee up. It can just be an inch or two. And then as we exhale, we're completely relaxing through the right buttocks, right hip, let go. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Kind of isolating all the way into the glutes. You can feel this in the pelvic floor. And then feel the release as much as you feel the tone and the lift. This will be the one thing from class, and you're like, why is my bum so sore after tomorrow? It's because of this. Okay, so let's go to this left leg. Relax the right leg. Press down through the left foot. It's just an inch or two. It's not much. Micro movement through the left hip. Moderate sensation. Exhale, release. Less is more, as they say. Kind of a good motto, especially for the winter. To just continue helping to conserve, reserve our energies so we've got it for what the year has in store. So we can have more stamina and resiliency to navigate that. One more time. And relax. Let's take this left leg. Be mindful as you stretch it out, sweep it around. Here it comes in front. You might bring that right heel in a little bit deeper. Here we are in our Lord of the Fishes pose. We're taking a belly twist to the left. Left hand finds the floor or a block. And then hugging that left knee toward you as your spine lifts. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale the low ribs slowly toward the left. Feel a melting through your jaw, neck, shoulder bones, shoulder blades as they drop down your back. And then maybe your head would like to explore turning toward your left shoulder. So we've got the well pump of our breath, breathing into our organs here, into our spine, pumping fresh blood and prana in. And then just let your head slowly turn toward your right shoulder. And then on your next exhale, gently unwind back to center when the blood flushes into your organs, releasing toxins. Then let's uncross our legs, give them a little shimmy shake. We'll shift our hips over to the right side of our prop. The left knee bends, the left heel comes in toward you. You can always place a prop under that left knee if needed. Right leg straight out or bent. So just noticing how your pelvis is right now. There might be a side that's lifted, and as we do these movements, we're looking for a little bit more release and settling of the sitting bones. So we'll start with this left leg, pressing down through the foot. Inhale, lifting the left knee, any amount. And then exhale and release. Sometimes the best way we can release tight hips is through both toning like we're doing and then lengthening and softening instead of just stretching or lengthening. Okay, so if you're feeling good, complete in the right hip, we got one side to go. Press down through that outer edge of the right foot. The right knee lifts. Any amount, does not have to be much. And then exhale. Release. Feeling the tone of support, moderate sensation, and then releasing. See if that right sitting bone is starting to move more down. One more time. Pause to breathe, to feel. The right leg is going to straighten and sweep out in front. Bend your knee. Go to the fish's pose on the other side. So before you go anywhere, stabilize sitting bones down. Equanimity through the sitting bones. And then we'll take our low ribs slowly to the right. Right hand on the earth for block. And you sense some stability through the lower half of your body, some rootedness. Some grounding. And then as you go up in your body, can there be some melting? Shoulders, shoulder blades. Maybe the head wants to turn toward your right shoulder. So yoga is about working in, it's not working out. It's really guiding us into our inner landscape. Good. Let your head explore turning toward your left shoulder. And as you're ready, slowly release back to center. Pause. And wind your legs, shake them out. Come off of our seat. We're going to spend a little bit on all fours. You can have a block on top of the mat. Knee pad. You need that support. And you can use your blocks in all fours. A little bit of elevation, height. As you arrive here, let your spine fully lengthen from the tailbone through the neck. Give yourself some space here. And let's start with just some yummy hip circles here. Moving the water in our hips. First, we'll just let them rock side to side. And then we'll let the left hip reach back toward the left heel. The right hip comes around toward the right heel, and the chest comes forward. Can you move with your breath? So it's really just a dance with your breath in your body. As if you were literally in some warm water. You can't move too quickly through water. And then pause when you're ready and you can switch directions. And then pause up top. And we'll come into our linear cat-cow first, letting our head drop. Our low ribs hug up toward our spine as the tailbone releases toward the earth, cat pose. And then letting the tailbone swim up toward the sky, lengthening into our cow back, shoulder blades surfing down your back. And a little navel to spine, I find extra supportive in the movement with the low back. It's almost just like a reminder of our center is kind of all the way down into the pubic bone area, and that's where we're moving. So the pelvis tilts forward, it pours water out of its bowl of, or crevice of the pelvis in our cow shape. And then we draw the water back up into our cat shape. And the head releases. Some of us have done cat-cow probably thousands of times. And so can you find just a new experience in this movement? Maybe you're feeling more into it, the effects. Now if you want to continue in linear cat-cow, you are welcome to, or pause in neutral spine and bring the spine more in free form, undulation, no right or wrong way. Just letting the head drop and the spine move in different patterns. This can help us to rewire patterning in our backs that aren't helpful for where we're at now. You can go the other direction or just continue with your form for a few more breaths. And then we'll pause in a neutral spine, separating the knees apart or keep knees where they're at. Keep toes tucked under or come to tops of toes for child's pose. So bringing the toes, the big toes toward each other is super helpful. When you arrive with hips back, bring your elbows onto the mat under your shoulders. We're going to take our thumbs on either side of the bridge of a nose. So we're up in the upper corner of the eye bones. Bladder 1. The other fingers come together, like in prayer. And we're just going to gently press up into this orbital eye bone, bladder 1 point, and breathe. It can feel tender or tight. This is another point we can connect into to support the upliftment of our energy. Just in case we've been having a little winter blahs, winter blues, for whatever reason, might have nothing to do with winter, but we might just be feeling a little, neutral or numb. We can breathe in, we can connect in with bladder 1, we can tap it and just see what it does for us. And when you feel complete, go ahead and release. Let's walk our arms, and we can put hands on blocks, but we are going to walk our arms over to the left, diagonal, and extend our arms away from our hips as our hips reach back toward our heels. 3 breaths into our right kidney here, right lung. And then come on over baby to the other side. Left kidney, left lung, receive your breath. And then coming back to center. Rise on up. Let's take our hands onto the tall level of our blocks. And we're going to make a transition of our right foot stepping forward. So we're going to come into our kneeling lunge, and we're going to first just kind of wake up a little bit more in our hips. So just making sure the blocks are just under your shoulders, supporting the lift of your spine. And we're going to begin to circle in one direction. The feet are still stable, but we're moving the water of the knees, the hips. And then pausing and going the other direction. Stirring the water. Good. Then we'll pause and we'll draw the back knee up off the earth and lift our back left thigh and the left calves up toward the sky. Good. Extending out your back heel. And then we're going to roll onto the toe box of our left foot, lifting our left heel, and then extending our left heel back. Just a couple more times, rolling up onto the left toe box, lift the heel, and extend back. One more time. Reach your heel back, keep that left thigh bone lifted. Take another breath or two in your high lunge. And then we'll step forward by bouncing off that left foot and coming forward and switching legs. Right foot stepping back into its own lane. And we're lowering down with our right knee. Coming back to our kneeling lunge. Blocks under shoulders. And here we are, stirring our hips and the knee in one direction. You can do this very slow. You could do it quicker. Ultimately, we want to do what's feeling right and feeling best. And if you haven't smiled yet, try it on, see what it does. And switch your stirring, stirring the pot of our pelvis the other direction. And then find a pause. Move your blocks forward so you can draw the back knee up, the back thigh lifts toward the sky. As much as you can, weight down through your legs and not through your hands on the blocks. And then we're going to float onto the toe box of the right foot. The heel lifts, and then extending the heel back. Floating onto the right toes, lift the heel, and extending back. Doing your best, keep that right thigh bone up toward the sky. Good. And then pause here, take a couple breaths, lift through your heart. And bounce off that back foot, come forward. Good, let's pause here, blocks in front of the feet. We're going to heel toe our feet out to the wide edges of the mat. Our toes and feet are turned in slightly, taking the head of the femur bones back. You can come up halfway, fingertips on blocks, straightening the legs and extending the spine. Now to say that, what's really happening here is the tilt of the pelvis forward. That's going to help you in the length of legs and spine and the support in your lower back. Good, then we're going to just bend the knees. And we're going to take our left block in, right at the center of the mat with our left hand on it. Right block can just kind of move off here. And we're going to take our belly, our chest, our lungs, and our arm and open up toward the sky as we inhale. And then exhale, thread our right hand under the left arm and reach it away. Pumping with your breath, inhale, open chest, belly, arm. Option to straighten legs. You decide if that's what's best for you. And then it's kind of helpful to bend the knees to take the right arm through. And one more time. Inhale, bring rib cage over to the right. Maybe that arm lifts. And then lower down to your block. Switch the right block to the center of your mat, second side. Opening belly, left chest. Maybe the arm follows. If not, hand could stay on hip. And then thread the left arm under the right. Reach it away. Getting some more awakening of our back body. and your right ribs travel with your chest arm that's floating to the left. One more time. Beautiful. Lower down. Now we'll just heel toe our feet back in, hip distance apart. We're going to bring our blocks back on either side of our 2 feet and find our left foot stepping back again behind our knee support in its own train track. And we're going to lower our left knee mindfully back to the earth. And just pause to settle back, full spine, head upright again. Okay, so we're going to take our left block out toward the left edge of the mat. And our right hand is sliding to our right hip. So before we go anywhere, our feet are plugged into the earth. And then our low ribs are finding their way slowly to the right, twisted lunge. Take your time. Feel stable in the foundation of your legs, feet, hips, as your spine slowly rotates, little by little. This isn't just by us doing it, it's more of our back saying, yes, I'm ready. Okay, you can twist a little bit more. Now, option to take right arm up toward the sky and to water wheel the arm behind you, coming forward and up toward the sky. So it's really, again, your chest and your rib cage that's turning, and the arm is kind of like a dangly earring that's along for the ride. Now we're going to take our arm back up toward the sky, pause, take a breath. And now we're going to make this horizontal figure 8 pattern right out here to the side of our body. It's like we're washing the window of our energy field. Let's do it one more time. We're going up. And we're washing. Figure 8, horizontal, clearing any holes, tears in our energy field. Good. That just kind of is fun. And then we'll take our blocks forward again and draw the back knee up. We're going to plug into that kidney 1 point on that big toe mound of the foot, and we're going to press down into our right foot and slowly straighten our right leg any amount. Right thigh bone back. Good. Slowly coming back into your straight leg lunge. We'll pulse here 2 more times. Inhale. Right foot presses down. Right thigh bone moves back. And then the high lunge. And one more time. Stay lifted in the back thigh. Looks great. How does it feel? That's most important. And then come back into your lunge. We're going to bounce off the back foot. Step forward. Switch legs. Right foot stepping back. And you might have to shimmy the right toes back to lower your right knee down, kneeling lunge. Right block comes off to the side here for our hand. We're not looking to be fully weight bearing on the hand and arm. We're staying focused on weight bearing in the legs. And then the left hand slides to the left hip. And we begin our journey softening our shoulder blades and bringing the low ribs toward the left into the twist. Option to stay right here. Option to take left arm up toward the sun and then the water wheel behind and around through the movement of your chest your rib cage moving to the left and just taking your arm around for the ride. Arm slowly lifts up toward the sky. And then that horizontal figure 8 pattern, it's called the Celtic weave. We're literally just washing our energy field. Energy we've taken on, we don't need to take with us anymore. We can do another pass of washing. Good. We'll move our blocks forward. We'll draw the back knee up. Send that right thigh bone toward the sky. Your left kidney 1 is rooted down with your intention. And then as you inhale, slowly straighten your left leg, left thigh bone back, front leg. Exhale, bend your knee. You don't have to do breath to movement. You could stay here in that front leg, thigh bone back position for longer. We'll bounce off the back foot and step forward. Let our feet come under our hips and let's bend our knees and take a hang position here. Hands on blocks, elbow tips, or the earth. Let your head hang. Let it be really heavy. One of the best ways to get out of our heads is to put the head lower than our heart. Bring it toward the earth. Good. We're going to take our hands to our big toes. As we slowly rise to standing, sweep your hands to your inner ankle bones. Pull up the inside seam of your legs. Smooth out to your hip bones. Smooth up your side body to the shoulders. And circle your hands back down to your side ribs. And breathe. Massage. And then step out and shake and dance your bones out. Another great way to get the water moving. Shake it out. Okay, let's move our props off of our mat. We're going to do a couple Qigong practices for our water element. How are we doing in the room?
Good.
How are we doing online? Still with me? In the water with me? All right, good. So we're going to do a little bit of a warm-up prep for a practice called the water wheel, which is very good for our spine and for our hips. And it's similar to what we were just doing with knees bent, hinging forward. So we're letting the pelvis tilt forward. Here's the bowl of the pelvis going with us. And so we're just gonna let ourselves hang here. Now we're gonna make just 2 light fists. And we're just gonna practice turning the spine, turning over to one side, and then turning the spine the other way. So the knees are bent to support your lower back, but this pelvic tilting that you're in is also going to support that. So we're just warming up, practicing turning the spine in one direction Come back to center. Turn the other direction. Come back to center. Good. We're going to inhale and slowly rise up. And we're going to shake it out. And then we're going to do our whole water wheel now. So, okay. Feet hip distance apart, bringing the bend of the knees. If it helps to put your hands on your pelvis to indeed help it in this tilting anterior tilt action, then go ahead and take your 2 light fists. We're going to go to the right first. We're going to just turn our spine to the right. And we're going to inhale up slowly. Navel to spine, I like because it feels supportive. And we're going all the way around in our water wheel to the left. When we come down, we come back to center. And then again, we turn the spine to the right and we inhale up our water wheel. Stretch toward the sky. We come to the left. We're still turned, and then we realign back to center. One more time this direction. Turning the spine and inhaling the water wheel. And then come back to center. Take a breath. Recalibrate. We're going to turn to the left. Turn the spine and inhale up the left side. And down. Come back to center. Good. And again at your own pace. And one more time. Come back down, take a breath. If you want to come into full hang, full bent knees, chest to thighs, hands on elbow tips, or blocks. Go ahead. And then we're going to find hands on hips. And we're going to transition into Utkatasana chair pose with our hips back and weight in our heels. Our spine is lifting. And our arms can come out in front or explore even up overhead. Or it could stay hands on hips. Breathe. Inhale, press down into your feet. Slowly rise up. Mountain pose, let it settle. Be still or shake it out. All right, that was our water wheel. Now we're moving into the bear. And we're going to become grizzly bears today. Because who doesn't want to be a grizzly bear for some part of time? So we'll just practice the arms first. We are going to be eventually coming into our kind of horse stance, not too deep, but we will make our way there shortly. And so we're going to take our bear paws. So our fingers are together. And we're going to be inhaling and twisting to the right, not to the full twist that we could go. It's just a little twist, a little squeeze of the kidneys, and then exhaling back to center. Inhale, turning to the left, and then exhale back to center. So that's the first movement. When we do that, we'll do it again. We'll inhale to the right. We're scanning the field like a bear. Exhaling back to center, making sure we're safe, How are we going to survive? Where's our next food? Introspection. Okay, good. So then we're going to inhale, turn to the right. This time we're going to press the right hand away, out and away. And then we'll exhale to center. It's okay if your breaths are not aligning to mine right now. Just turning to the left, pressing away. Follow the hand. And coming back to center. We'll practice that again. Inhale. Follow your right hand, look at it. Turn back. Clear your energy field. It's like you're giving yourself space. Inhale. And exhale. Good. So the last one is going to be pressing with the right hand down and away as you turn your belly. Let's say you don't want a big dog to jump on you or something. You know, it's like, no thank you. Down and away. And then back to center. Twisting to the left, down and away. Look at your hand. And come back to center. And release down. Okay, shake it out. That was our practice bear. Now I like to turn toward the long edge of my mat for my horse stance. You could choose to do that. Stepping a little bit wider and turning the feet and the knees out in the same line up. And as we bend our knees, it does not need to be a deep squat because we're in this for a little bit. So, okay, here we go, bear paws. Shoulders are relaxed, elbows are soft. We're opening our bear paws. We're opening our bear eyes. This is an inward gaze, even though our eyes is open. So eyes are open, so they are soft. Take a breath. Inhale, turning to the right, scanning the room you're in. Exhale back to center. You could visualize you're in the field, winter field, scanning. Remember, we're not twisting as deep as we can, just a little twist. Again, inhale to the right. Exhale, center. Inhale, left. Exhale, center. Good. Inhale, turn your right hand, push away as you twist to the right. Exhale, back to center. Look at your left hand, press it away as you twist to the left. Back to center. Again, right hand pushes away as you turn. Exhale, center. Inhale, left hand. Exhale, center. Inhale, right hand pushes down and away as you twist. Look at your right hand. Exhale, center. Go at your own pace. Left hand down and away. Again. Back to center, take a breath. Exhale, hands down, straightening the legs. Turn your feet in, step your feet together. Place your hands on your low belly, below the belly button. Take a few breaths here. Good job, bears. I always feel grounded after I do the bear. Sometimes when we're learning something new, we might not feel the effect right away, but as you start to practice it and know it, it's just like, it's a nice movement meditation. we're gonna grab our bolsters and block. We're gonna place our block at the end of our bolster for our head. And then you've got your blanket. I'm gonna take it out wide with the fringes away. And we're gonna do a nice snake roll. Okay, so we're gonna come and sit a few inches in front of our bolster with the soles of our feet together. And our snake roll does not have to be perfect. We go over our ankles, under our thighs for a little bear nest. I don't know. Bears don't have nests. Birds do.
There might be a bear with a nest somewhere.
But they might have nests. You don't know, do you? Okay, so go ahead and reach back, find the back of your rib cage, and that is where you're going to place your back on your bolster. So the lower vertebrae are not touching your bolster. So if you scooch just a little bit away from your bolster, Mary Carol, that's number one. You're just gonna scoot, yeah, we're that, perfect. And then soles of your feet together, knees apart. Blanket wraps over ankles, under thighs.
Okay, got it.
And then just reach back, find your back low ribs coming to the bolster, and then you've all found that your head is supported by your block. And the arms are just softly resting either close to the body or they could move out away from the body. Reconnecting with the sacredness of your belly breath. Feeling held and supported by not only the physical props here, but just by the energetic, universal, divine grace support that's holding you every minute of every day. Allow the weight of your bones to continue settling down. We're going to bring in a water visualization to flush and strengthen our kidney meridian and our bladder meridian. When these channels are open and flowing, we feel more at ease, we feel more trusting, more trusting and less needing to control outcomes, more just trusting the flow of life. We feel better in our joints, our bones, our hips, our spine, and our emotional body. So we're simply going to bring our awareness to our favorite points on our body that we're learning are our kidney ones at the base of the feet. We're just going to imagine water starting to flow into kidney one, into the soles of our feet. And as we inhale, we're going to inhale that water up the inside seam of our legs, up our whole front spine, chest, neck, head, top of the head. And as we exhale, that water is going to flush down the bladder meridian that runs down our whole neck, back, buttocks, hamstrings, calves. and out our pinky toes. And again, we'll inhale the water up the legs to the core, the chest, neck. So we're going through that kidney channel. And then we'll exhale it down our whole back body. So I'm just continuing to move that water however it wants to move. I'm just offering a suggestion. Just feeling what it feels like to be in water that's warm and comforting and cleansing, and how good we feel after water therapy. If it feels cumbersome with the visualization, you can just focus your intent and your breath to move energy through these channels. And when you feel complete with your water cleansing, you can release the visualization and just rest here for a few more breaths. We'll slowly bring our hands to our outer thighs and help the knees come back up, feet on the earth. And we're just going to take a mindful roll off the bolster and onto our side, or you can roll onto your side on the bolster. Pausing here. Pressing your hands down and slowly coming up. You are welcome to come into your Shavasana with the current support for your back and your head, legs stretched out, or come onto the earth with the blanket under your head. Legs could stretch out on the earth. You could also choose, my favorites right now is the Stonehenge with your blocks, down to the mat with your bolster, resting on your blocks, scooching your way in towards Stonehenge if you're going there, so that your feet are dangling like earrings on the other side. And we're lowering down with the head supported to your body. Finding your way to your final resting posture. Make sure you feel warm enough, and if you're in the room and you need another blanket, just release your hand. Notice how you're feeling. And let us close with the sound of Om one time, sending our vibration of love out into our world today. Let's take a full cycle of breath in and out together. And breathing in together. Blessings, happy full moon this Sunday, happy Imbolc, halfway between winter and spring.